And we're off. The starting line has been broken, and millions upon millions of people are on the hunt for that perfect gift for that special someone. If we could just find that one thing, that one item, that one piece, that one perfect piece, it will make Christmas so much better for us. Why do we do that? Hi, I'm glad you joined me today. My name is Jeff Jones. This is Truth Be Told, and let's talk about what it takes to make the perfect gift giver. Why do we go through so much trouble trying to, it's a desperate attempt to reach this status of being a perfect gift giver, giving the perfect gift at the perfect time. I asked this on social media a while back. I asked, what makes the perfect gift giver? The responses came in like this. These are great responses. Paul said they willingly give the gift of their time. Pauline said someone who recognizes what the recipient values, not what the giver values. So vacuum cleaners are out. Okay. Robert said giving a gift with no expectations for anything in return. Dave said cheerfulness. Cheryl said the fact that you were thought of. All great gifts or great responses, all great answers completely. We all want to be great gift givers, even if we can't be perfect gift givers. How do I know this? Well, when you give what you thought was the perfect gift to someone, you thought it was an absolutely perfect gift, and they don't give you the response that you thought they should give you or would give you because it was the perfect gift, or they give somebody else a better response for what you think is a lesser gift. How do you feel about that? How do you feel? Well, that's us trying to be the perfect gift giver and failing at that moment. Besides, listen, I'm as close as there is to being a perfect gift giver because I care more about a person's freedom of choice than anything else when it comes to giving a gift. And there's absolutely nothing that says you get the freedom to pick out your own color, your own size, your own flavor, the perfect gift that fits your place in life, like that of a gift card. Or cash. Both of those are great gift cards. And to think that this perfect gift, if it's a gift card, this perfect gift can be purchased while pumping gas and buying an extra large pop to boot in almost any convenience store. It's absolutely a perfect scenario, and in some cases the perfect storm. And listen, not one of these perfect gifts called gift cards are stuck on a boat in an ocean someplace, not being able to board. Look, the country is in a panic. They're all trying to figure out who's ruining Christmas. I saw that on the news the other day. Who's ruining Christmas? So many empty shelves and so many ships are in the ocean, waiting to dock with that perfect gift sitting on their decks. The government is blaming the people for being greedy, and the people are blaming the government for being inept, and the answer is probably that both of them are guilty. We're trying hard to be the perfect gift givers, and when the options are taken away from us, our humanity takes the wheel, we panic, and we have no idea what to do next, right? I've got news for you. None of us will ever be the perfect gift giver, but there is one, and he's talked about in the book of James in the Bible. James chapter 1, verse 17 says this: every good and perfect gift is from above. Nobody gives a perfect gift unless it's a perfect gift giver. Every good, every single perfect and good gift is from above, coming down from where? The Father of the heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows. That's a perfect gift giver. He's perfect in a lot of ways, but he's perfect because he knows us better than we know ourselves. He knows more of what we need and want than we know ourselves. Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5 says, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. I chose you. Before you were formed, I chose you. Look, not only does he assemble our bodies, he's also the manufacturer of the parts that he assembles. Psalm 139 verses 13 and 14 say this: For you, God, you formed my inward parts. You knitted me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. That's this perfect gift giver. He knows what makes us tick. He knows what makes us sick. He knows what makes us laugh and cry. He knows what makes us die. He knows all these things. There is absolutely nothing God doesn't know about you from before you were conceived until you reach eternity. Nothing. Job 14:5 says this, you have decided the length of our days. This verse is profound. You have decided the length of our lives. You know how many months we will live, and we are not given a minute longer. Jamie and I were talking the other day about the idea of that God knows exactly when we die and how we die. Why do we worry so much about it? Psalm 139:16. You, God, you saw me before I was born. Every day of my life was recorded in your book. Every moment was laid out before a single day had passed. God knew you. God knew before you were conceived that you're a choleric who is comfortable with being in charge. He knew before you were conceived you're a melancholic who prefers to be alone, that you're a phlegmatic who's hardworking and loyal to the end, loyal to the core. He knows that he knew before you were conceived you were a sanguine. You don't go to the party, you bring the party. You are the party. God knows you intimately. He knows every detail about your lives. He knows what you don't even know about yourself. God knows your thoughts. He knows your thoughts. Psalm 139 verses 1 and 2 says, "O Lord, you have examined my heart." You know every square atom of my heart and the motives of it as well. You know, you have examined my heart and you know everything about me. You know when I sit down or stand up. You know my thoughts even when I'm far away. God knows what you're thinking at any given moment on any given day of your entire life at the same time. Beginning to end, he knows your thoughts. God also knows what you need. Matthew 6:8, your Father knows what you need before you ask him. Even when we give what seems to be the absolutely most perfect gift, we are still separate from that gift. We give the gift. They don't have us, they have the gift. When God gives us a gift, it's always, always attached to himself because he is the one giving the gift and he's giving it to us and he's giving us a part of himself. You need peace? He is the Prince of Peace. He's the keeper of true peace. You need counseling? You need counsel? He's the wonderful counselor. He already understands. You need someone to fight for you. He's the mighty warrior God. You need the arms of a loving dad. He's the everlasting Father that you're looking for. He is all these things. He is our refuge, our shelter, our hiding place in Psalm 91, our comforter in 2 Corinthians 1:3, our healer in Psalm 103:3, the source of wisdom, James 1:5. The list of who he is endless. Therefore, God is able to meet your needs and meet you where you are and resolve conflicts and issues in your life. Ephesians 3:20, now to him, God, who is able to do far more abundantly than all we ask or think, according to the power at work within us. God is able to meet you where you are in your deepest need, your deepest concern, your biggest worry. He's there. He's able to do more than you could ever remotely imagine. John Piper says it this way, God does not bless us begrudgingly. He doesn't wait for us to come to him. He seeks us out because it is his pleasure to do us good. God is not waiting for us. He is pursuing us. Psalm 23:6 says, surely goodness and mercy shall pursue me all the days of my life. God loves to show mercy, he says. He's not hesitant or indecisive or tentative in his desires to do good to his people. His anger must be released by a stiff safety lock, but his mercy has a hair trigger. God is never irritable or edgy. His anger doesn't have a short fuse. Instead, he is infinitely energetic with absolutely unbounded and unending enthusiasm for the fulfillment of his delights. We are like little geysers that gurgle and sputter and pop erratically, but God is like the great Niagara Falls. You look at 186,000 tons of water crashing over the precipice every minute and think, surely this can't keep going on at this force year after year after year, and yet it does. He says that's the way God is. That's the way God is about doing us good. He never grows weary of it. It never gets boring to him. The Niagara of God's grace has no end. That's great, isn't it? That's great. I love it. Here's a question I want to ask you. If you knew beyond the shadow of a doubt, that this coming Christmas, 2021, would be your final Christmas on earth, you know that it's not a question. It's going to be your final Christmas on earth. What would you want for Christmas? What store would you ask people to buy something from? What physical, tangible gift would you want to hold on to as you pass into eternity? Well, let's ask it a different way. If you knew that Christmas 2021 would be someone that you love, that there's that special someone, it's their final Christmas, where would you go shopping for them? What would you buy for them and say, this is worthy of you going into eternity holding? What would be the perfect gift for them? Well, listen, over the next 3 weeks, we're going to look at 4 gifts. Now, I say 3 weeks. We're going to add a Christmas Eve message as well with a special guest singer. Some of you know my daughter, Ashley Jones. She's going to be singing a couple of songs, and I can't wait. We're going to have a Christmas Eve message, a Christmas Eve little gathering with communion. And so I'm asking you to join us then as well as we experience Christmas Eve together. But we're going to look at 4 gifts that you couldn't buy, even with Elon Musk money, no matter how much you have, no matter what you do. But these gifts are free for the asking. They're free for the taking because they've already been paid and bought for. Paid for and bought for you, for me. I look to see you next week. Thank you very much and have a great week, my friend. Bye-bye.